You're watching the Western Athletic Conference on ESPN. It's late February and important college basketball in Abilene, Texas tonight. A great matchup in the WAC. Utah Valley battling Abilene Christian. As we take a look at the standings coming in, the Wolverines at the top trying to win a WAC regular season title, just a game above Sam Houston and Southern Utah. Meanwhile, Abilene Christian trying to position themselves for a higher seed as we get closer and closer to WAC Vegas. Hey, welcome courtside, everybody. Zach Carlisle, Andy Penny, and Joseph Chapa. Glad to have you with us. How great is this matchup? Utah Valley and ACU for the second time this year. Wolverines trying to win a championship. ACU trying to pull the upset.
Well, you said it. Do you see that on the horizon? It's March, and March Madness postseason play is right around the corner. Can the Wildcats get some momentum here in the last week of the regular season before postseason play comes to fruition? They've done it in the past, but a big challenge tonight as they try to get that trend line in the right direction. The conference leader in Utah Valley.
Can't wait to watch it. How about the impact players coming in? Let's talk about a couple of guards. Latrey Darthard, been so good for Utah Valley, and Emmanuel Allen, they need him tonight for ACU.
Well, Darthard is right now trending in the right direction. You can see just shy of 14 points a game. He shoots 57 three-pointers made on the year, and here in the month of February, a 26-point game and a 31-point game. Darthard is the hot hand right now for the Wolverines. Manny Allen trying to get him going, just in double figures twice in the last 5 games. He's a 50% shooter. Can the Wildcats get him going, get him offensively in rhythm tonight on the floor?
Yeah, this is a big one. Utah Valley and Abilene Christian. And for ACU, it is senior night for the Wildcats. For more on that, let's send it over to the third member of our team, Joseph Chapa.
Hey, thank you, Zach and Andy. Well, we are really celebrating 2 occasions here tonight. First, on the production side, happy birthday to my friend Zach Carlisle. And second, here on the hardwood, ACU is celebrating Senior Day. After the game, 6 Wildcat seniors will be celebrated here at Moody Coliseum. And as we take a look at the 6 seniors that are being honored here tonight, what can you not say about this group? Damian Daniels and Tobias Cameron are the winningest players in program history. Manuel Allen and Uat Guy have proven to be amazing pickups for Abilene Christian over the past few seasons. Arion Simmons has been regarded as one of the best players in the Southland and the Western Athletic Conference. And Joe Pleasant hit the 2 clutch free throws to seal ACU's first ever March Madness win against the University of Texas at Austin. I talked to Coach Brett Tanner before the game, and he said, Joseph, it's going to be full of emotions, but I am very proud of what they have done and how they put ACU basketball on the national map. Zach and Andy, back to you guys.
Joseph, thank you for that, my friend. I appreciate the sentiment. Let's listen in as they wrap up the starting lineups in Moody Coliseum for ACU.
At guard, a 6'4" senior from Phoenix, Arizona, number 25, Emmanuel Allen. And at 4, the 6'7" senior from Overland Park, Kansas, number 32, Joe Pleasant. Assistant coaches for the Wildcats are John Trilly, Ted Grass, and Antonio Bostic. And the head coach of your
The top
Wildcats
team in the WAC is in town. This is a big one.
Well, this has, the recipe for a great one. As you said, Utah Valley is here. It's the final home game for 6 seniors, as Joseph talked about. And the crowd is going to be electric tonight. Still plenty on the line for both of these teams. The WAC tournament's just over a week away. Both teams want to be trending in the right direction. Coming off of road bumps, as ACU lost to SFA in the midweek. Utah Valley and Tarleton the other night lost in the midweek. So both teams trying to right the ship, get this thing going in the right direction as March is right on the horizon.
Yeah, Abilene Christian, a double overtime defeat Wednesday night at the hands of their rivals Stephen F. Austin. Utah Valley off of a tough road loss at Tarleton. Utah Valley in the green, Abilene Christian in the gray. We've been waiting all day for a Saturday night. Glad you're with us. The Wolverines control the tap. Off we go from Abilene, Texas. Starting 5 for Utah Valley. Harmon, Darthard, Fuller, and Bandego, the staples. One change to the starting 5. Blaze Neild makes his second start of the year. Abilene Christian, they make a switch as well. Daniels, Cameron, Simmons, and Pleasant, but Allen back in the lineup. There is Emmanuel Allen with the game's first basket, his first start since January 21st.
Our player to watch, again, Emmanuel Allen has been slow, just in double figures 2 of the last 5 games, but still the leading scorer for ACU. It's a great start for Manny tonight.
Neild, the senior out of Lehigh, Utah, in the starting 5. Bandego trying to go on Pleasant. It's out of bounds. I'm very curious how Abilene Christian will deal with the 7-foot superstar, Aziz Bandego. And Mark Madsen is the one looking on, the 4th-year head coach, NBA blood, a 2-time world champion for the Lakers. Madsen in year 4 already won a conference championship. Trying to do it again this season. Pleasant no good. Second chance, he's got it. He's got a chance for 3. What a start for number 32 on senior night.
Well, Zach, Joe Pleasant's going to answer your question in a hurry. Joe with one-on-one matchup. They're right at the top of the key with Bandego. And what does Joe do? He puts it on the floor. He attacks, jump stop, shot up, misses the first, offensive rebound, gets the second, gets a Bandego foul. And now a chance for a 3-point play here for the senior.
No good, but a 4-0 start for Abilene Christian. Brett Tanner's been asking for better starts. So far, so good in the game's first minute 15. As Neild will run point. Trey Woodbury will come off the bench for the first time all year. Darthard on the move. Powerful rebound for Arion Simmons. Not a lot in terms of numbers. But now Tobias Cameron on the move, and he's denied by Tim Fuller. Nothing new for Utah Valley, one of the top blocked shots in the country.
Well, lead the country.
There you
lead
go.
In NCAA Division I. They lead the country. 6.5 blocks a game. That's 183 on the season. They've got their first one tonight.
Harmon in the paint. Tough. He's fouled. Harmon at 6'4", the guard out of Chicago. As Brett Tanner, the second-year head coach, looks on, he was saying that it hasn't felt like they've won a game in a while.
Well, he was very adamant after the after the loss, double overtime loss to Stephen F. Austin on Wednesday in his post-game press conference. He said, I just feel like we haven't won in such a long time. We'll keep in mind that they have 2 forfeit wins versus New Mexico State after New Mexico State canceled the rest of their season. So actually, Zach, on the court, it has been a while since ACU has won. They're trying to get that going in the right direction here tonight.
Harmon, the junior. Last 5 games has really been struggling for Harmon to shoot the ball. And that snapped a stretch of 18 straight makes at the foul line for Harmon. Made the first and missed the second. But Utah Valley's got a point to get on the board. Simmons backs down, tough shot. Trying to go up and over Fuller. The 6'9" forward inside number 5 in green. Getting around and on the attack, contact. Unable to finish it, Darthard.
The official's going to let him play tonight, which I really like. It's going to be a physical night. I like that ACU is attacking the basket in their half court. They're getting the ball down in the paint against this lengthy Utah Valley team, but Wildcats attacking.
That's Simmons to Allen. Nice feed and a great finish as well.
ACU has not settled for perimeter shots yet. They are getting to the basket. Again, this is a Utah Valley team, leads the country in block shots, and you can see it in some wingspan of some of these players. Bandego there at the top, but he's not the only one.
That's a turnover. That's 2 quick fouls on Aziz Bandego. The transfer from Akron. That's one way to deal with number 55, get him in foul trouble. He'll take a seat.
Well, good job by Joe. He knows that Bandego is going to lead with that off shoulder on the dribble penetration, and Joe feels it. He recognizes it. He sets his feet, boasts the chest out, and yeah, Bandego just runs him over. Personal foul number 2. That's huge. Watch that open up the lane here for the Wildcats offensively.
Tim Caesar checking in for the Wolverines off the bench. Allen back in the lineup and back in the three-point column. A 40% career three-point shooter. What a start for ACU.
But Manny was 7. As you said, he hadn't started in a while, but he's back in that starting lineup. 20th start of the year. Great start.
Harmon on the move. Pleasant defending him, and Harmon contested, gets the first field goal tonight for the Wolverines. Daniels trying to just do it off of the make, but it's no good, and then Cameron will get called for kind of an excuse me foul with Caesar there. The rebound attempt. Good starts are kind of what both teams are looking to do. ACU has struggled in the first half of games, and Utah Valley just 20 points in the first half against Tarleton and just 21 in the first half in their win at Seattle U last Saturday. So they're looking to get off the mat and get started a little bit faster as well.
Yeah, the Wolverines really struggled in Stephenville earlier this week. As you said, just 20 at the half. They trailed by 15 at the half. That game was really over at the halftime break. ACU has not led at halftime in the entire month of February.
Wow.
6 games. They are 3-3 in those games, but have not led at halftime in a month.
Nice pass, backdoor Fuller finds Darthard, who's able to lay it in and maybe just get going a little bit here for Utah Valley as we approach the 15.5-minute mark. Pleasant's open for a little pick and pop three. Rebound out to Fuller. How many chances are there to run tonight? That one's picked off. Abilene Christian 5th in the country at turnovers forced, as they've been around that top 5 mark for about the last half decade. That ball stolen. Harmon took it from Ali Deba, and then Daniels is called for a foul. He thought he was going to get a takeaway. Instead, it takes us to our first timeout. A 9-5 ACU lead. Senior Day in Abilene, Texas. In the first half, Abilene Christian with the early lead over Utah Valley, and it's time now for our Keys to the Game, brought to you by your Greater Texas Ford dealer.
Yeah, Zach, we'll start with the visitors. Balance has been the key for Utah Valley, and when we talk balance, we're talking scoring. 4 average in double figures. They had 6 in double figures the first time ACU played Utah Valley. 6 in double figures. That's impressive. Balance is the key for Utah Valley. And then finish the race. Again, they're in first place. They hit a road bump in Stephenville versus Tarleton, but you know what? Everything they want is still in front of them. When you look at ACU, we talk about senior citizens. We'll talk about them all day long. 6 seniors on this roster playing their final home game, and then trended up the last time in February. March Madness right around the corner. This team needs to get going in the right direction here, their last game in February.
Yeah, Utah Valley, you mentioned it. It's still right there. They've got a game cushion to try to win the WAC regular season title, and that still is determined by the regular standings. Once you get to Vegas, then the resume seeding only determines the seed lines. It has nothing to do with who the regular season champion is. In this case, on the men's side, Utah Valley would be both if the season ended today, but we got a week and a half left of the regular season until Las Vegas pops up at the beginning of March. March 6th through the 11th. The 6th is when the women's side starts. The 7th will be the first round of the men's tournament.
And Zach, I love it. Coming out of the timeout, Damian Daniels had picked up the foul just before the break. Still getting his 2 cents in to the officials as he came back out on the floor, but doing it with that trademark smile on his face, Damian Daniels.
That's a steal. Hunter Jack Madden, number 12, into the game. Simmons is at the top, and he'll hit a 3. Abilene Christian, already 2 of them from downtown.
Well, it's good to see, because early, again, it was the attack, get down to the block that had been successful. Manny Allen had hit a perimeter 3, but the last few trips had been dry until that Simmons 3 there at the top of the key.
Abilene Christian picking off some backdoor passes. That's the second straight one for the turnover. Here comes Daniels on his senior day. Pleasant on his senior day as well. Here goes 32 again. No good. Boy, it's been a very busy interior game so far for Joe Pleasant.
Seeing Trey Woodbury on the floor for the first time here, Zach. He had started every game until tonight. This is first game he has not started. Hasn't shot it well the last few games. Just 3 of 17, but he's back on the floor now.
Foul trouble as well at Tarleton. Nice lob into Fuller, the recipient a couple of times of some nice feeds. And the redshirt senior Fuller able to get it and score.
Well, I'd say Utah Valley's a little off script here with Bandega with the early foul trouble, already 2 personals. So how does Coach Matson and the Wolverines respond to knowing that you're leading shot blockers not on the floor here, probably for an extended period of time.
Ali Deba, his first time not starting since that January 21st game. He comes off the bench and he converts it. He's really grown in his first season with Abilene Christian, the Chicago State transfer. Woodbury got that technical and fouled out Thursday, so he comes off the bench tonight. Senior out of Las Vegas, and a drive, 8 on the timer. They'll feed it and open for the 3. It's the first of the game for Utah Valley. It's Darthard from downtown. Now a net malfunction that they fix, and it brings in Tobias Cameron as a sub. Cameron Steele for Abilene Christian out there, number 5 in gray.
Well, it was a good extra pass there by Harmon, who penetrated and dropped it off to Darthard. Leading scorer for this Wolverine team at 13.8. Harmon found him in the corner for a good look.
4 in double figures average for the year for Utah Valley. Hunter Jack Madden. He wants in on the three-point fun. What a start from deep for Abilene Christian.
But 3 of their first 4 from deep. ACU set the tone early by being able to dribble, drive, and penetrate. Utah Valley having to respect that. It's leaving some shooting lanes open. Some shots for deep balls, and thus far ACU 3 for 4.
Taj Small, here he is. And now Caesar, that mid-range jumper. Small helping create that, the Tarleton transfer. And then Caesar buries it. Back and forth we go. Quality start on what should be a really fun night of hoops.
Well, I really like the pace thus far, Zach, for both teams.
Cameron feeds Pleasant. Very active for both sides, and Cameron's fouled. At the defensive end, it's getting your hands and forcing turnovers. At this end, it's offensive rebounds for ECU. They lead it by 5 early on, first half action in Moody Coliseum. Back here at Moody Coliseum, let's talk a little Utah Valley and head coach Mark Madsen. For more, we say hello to Joseph.
Hey, thank you, Zach. In their first game here in Abilene, Utah Valley's head coach Mark Madsen has historic ties to the NBA. He won 2 NBA championships with the Los Angeles Lakers and was alongside Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal in those championship runs. More about his playing career: he played at Stanford University, played for the Minnesota Timberwolves for about 6 seasons and won the WAC championship for Utah Valley in the 2020-2021 season. And now in this year, leading Utah Valley to number 1 in the conference, and looks had a full steam ahead in WAC Vegas as Utah Valley is a heavy favorites. We'll see how they battle against the Wildcats here tonight. Zach and Andy, back to you guys.
Thank you. Yeah, the name sounds familiar. For those early 2000s runs with the Lakers.
Yeah, Mad Dog, one of the best nicknames around.
You were saying.
And you know, I can only imagine how many times he's been reminded of the little celebratory dance he did on the stage after the Lakers won the championship back in '01.
Would you say he was a meme before a meme?
He was the original meme. The meme before meme was a thing, I think. Oh, the beauty of archived video that never goes away. Mark Madsen knows that story.
Fadeaway, no good for Woodbury. See how he comes into the game. He hasn't been shooting it very well lately. Oh, Hunter Jack Madden. Is that a travel? Yeah, I thought so.
Travel called on the Wildcats. It'll be Wolverine's ball.
A delayed call there, but it's certainly a turnover.
Pirouette, walk a couple of times, whatever you want to call that, yeah.
That's a good start here, Zach, for ACU, a 6-point lead, plus 6. Again, all 6 games in February. They've trailed at halftime. Brett Tanner was so frustrated after Wednesday's double overtime loss. He said, we played great in the last 30 minutes of the game, but the first 20 is what cost us, down by 11 to SFA. He goes, I was proud and ticked off at my team all at the same time after that game last week as they trailed by 11, got back to overtime, and then lost.
This looks like a different energy for Abilene Christian. They are amped up in terms of getting after a loose ball and getting hands in a passing lane. It's one of the top, defending teams in the country. It has been for a long time.
Well, again, he said it had just become a habit to not start games well. Early in the season, they were fortunate they'd not play well, but then come back and win, and they were like, oh, okay, well, we're okay. But it turned into a bad habit, one that they've really struggled with here over the last few weeks. So much better tonight, just especially defensively here. Really one and done for Utah Valley all night long.
Ethan Potter into the game, no good, late in the shot clock. Jay-Sean Jackson out there on the floor for Abilene Christian, number 2. He's got it right now. He's got Potter defending, rise and fire, count it.
Jay-Sean Jackson.
That's a quality shot there for Jay-Sean. This lineup here for ACU, you look at it, it's like, okay, who's going to score? Our point guard's not on the floor. Arion's probably the primary scorer. Cam's our big on the floor, but he likes to be out perimeter more than down on the inside. Jackson able to hit the shot.
Small, open, no good. Open look, though, for Taj Small. Name that sounds familiar in Texas. And then the contact. Good job by LaTrey Darthard to draw the contact, go in on, and he will come up with a couple of free throw attempts for the junior. Another Texas native out of Denton. Foul on Abilene Christian, free throws on the way.
The possession after we mentioned not many second chance opportunities for Utah Valley, they get one here. And Darthard is the Wolverine that the Wildcats do not want to get hot. The leading scorer at 13.8, but he is having himself a month of February. 26 versus Utah Tech, 31 versus Southern Utah. Just 2 weeks ago, he's added 19 versus Seattle U. He is the hot hand right now for the Wolverines.
61 points in his last 3 games. Tremendous for Darthard. 79th career game at Utah Valley. Simmons, a high arcing 3 that's no good. Abilene Christian gets offensive rebound number 3, and then that corner look for Jackson, no good. Here come the Wolverines, Small on the attack. Nice feed and the finish for Potter.
Well, the air ball forces transition for Utah Valley, a chance to push, and a great look by Small. Easy finish down on the inside. Haven't seen many opportunities to run in transition, but Wolverines get one there.
There's Simmons just knifing through the defense.
Arion's having a little conversation, too, on the floor with Tim Caesar. Don't tell me there's not some tension in the building tonight.
Offensive foul. Allen hit the deck.
Offensive foul called on the Wolverines.
And it is going to go on Caesar.
That's his second.
Him and Allen collided. The offensive foul.
Team foul number 4 on Utah Valley.
Both sides have 4 team fouls here in the first half. Fuller returns to the Wolverine lineup. Here it is. You saw the contact as Caesar was trying to set the screen.
Well, that's foul trouble on the inside. Caesar with 2. Bandego barely on the floor tonight before he picked up 2. Little foul trouble on the interior. Will the Wildcats attack down in the block?
Cameron Steele, they line up a play for big number 5, trying to get him going. 6 scoreless outings in his last 7 games. That ball's loose on the floor. Look at the Abilene Christian defense.
A great hustle.
Cameron goes and gets one. That is turnover number 7 for the Wolverines. And look at Simmons hitting his second 3. ACU shot out of a cannon tonight.
4 for 8 on 3s. Simmons has 2 of those. 8 points. Allen has 7. Senior stepping up on senior night.
These 2 teams beginning to get pretty familiar with one another. Abilene Christian swept the season series last year, including the WAC tournament game. Utah Valley took the opening game this year. That's a blocking foul, and that's an and 1. What a conversion for Darthard. On the attack, Steele picks up the foul and a chance for 3.
Was a heck of a take, too, by Darthard. I thought Steele was there in time, but Steele right at the last minute does a little hop, a leap. Because I think Darthard was trying to avoid the contact, knowing that Steele beat him to the spot. Kind of jumped to the side. Steele made the small jump, the small leap there, too, and the contact went from offensive contact to defensive contact. You get the blocking foul. Darthard another chance for a 3-point play.
How about a 90%, just short of, free throw shooter this year is Darthard. 13th in the country in that category, and the best free throw shooter in the WAC. He'll take a seat. Well-deserved rest for Darthard.
I bet it'll be a short one. We'll keep an eye on the clock. 8:14 when he comes out. I bet this will be a short breather.
With his team trailing by 6. Simmons on the move, looking for Pleasant. Simmons already with 8 points for Abilene Christian. Daniels on the move. Trying to go over the 6'9" Fuller. Gives up 14 inches in height to Fuller.
Yeah, not the matchup you want there.
Inside they go. Woodbury almost lost it. Open is Neal. Oh, it was denied. Allen got there. Chance at the other end. That is a charge.
Oh.
That is going the other way.
Offensive foul called on the
And it
Wildcats.
sends us to a timeout. Blocker charge, you make the call. Allen called for the offensive foul.
Team foul number 6 on the Wildcats. The conclusion of tonight's game for our men's
Abilene Christian by 6 and a milestone achieved. There's Arion Simmons for more on that. Hey, Joseph.
Hey, what's up, Zach? And yeah, it's a milestone alert here tonight. Very historic night here on the senior day. Arion Simmons hit 1,000 career points tonight here against the Wolverines. And already tonight he has 8 points and is a leading reason why they are up against Utah Valley. Let's take a little bit of a look on his resume. He was the All-WAC second team member last season in the 2021-22 year. He was the All-WAC All-Tournament team. And then he was the All-WAC Player of the Week player last year. And he was a pivotal piece of the emergence of ACU men's basketball starting in the 2019-20 season and then after beating UT Texas at Austin. So we'll see how Arion continues to shape up heading into the postseason. Zach and Andy, back to you all.
Thank you, Joseph. Yeah, he's been the staple, and we've heard over the course of the time of being around Abilene Christian, Brett Tanner has just always said, this team goes as Arion Simmons goes. He's had kind of a roller coaster type of season. And that may have something to do with kind of the roller coaster year Abilene Christian has had, but this team revolves around number 23.
I was just trying to think of so many trademark shots that he's hit over his career here. Just memorable moments for him.
Joe Pleasant's had some memorable moments as well as he gets a layup to go inside. And what a start for these Wildcats tonight.
Zach, it was a short breather. Darthard off for 1 minute of playing time. We see Bandego for the first time in over 10 minutes of playing time. Coach Matson's starting to feel a little bit of squeeze here. He's got his starters back on the floor.
And Darthard gets denied. And now look at Daniels trying to take the contact. It's out of bounds. Whose is it? Never saw a signal, but it's going to stay with Abilene Christian. And Harmon returns to the Utah Valley lineup as they go to most of their regular starters here. Yeah, Daniels tried to do kind of his signature layup, no good.
Well, the wingspan down underneath for the Wolverines is something impressive.
Simmons, no. There's Bandego making an appearance. Great rebounder and shot blocker. He's got it here. Kicks it out. That's a Woodbury three. Good to see that one go for Utah Valley. His last 3 games, 2 for 17 from three-point range.
He's another guy closing in on 1,000 points in his career. About 60 shy coming in to tonight. He should get there before the year's over.
Transferred from UNLV in 2019.
Good extra pass.
Allen open. Hit one earlier. Bandego making an impact on the glass these last couple of trips.
Since he's been in, it's been one shot and done for ACU.
And the Wolverines are right back in it, down 5. Darthard trying to add to it. That is a flip inside to Fuller. The typical starters that Utah Valley has had all year are on the floor right now, very much making an impact.
A quick 5-0 run. Let's see if ACU tries to get back again down into the block. They've had success with the dribble penetration, getting down to the inside, even against the length of this Wolverine defense.
There's Pleasant. That's a charge. That is Gutsy for Bandego to try to take that there on the baseline, but he takes the charge, and it goes the other way. Got in positioning, it looked like.
Yeah, I think he got there, and again, Joe just big body frame, just led with that off shoulder, and Bandego able to get the charge. Yeah,
Pleasant's got two. Yep. 2 fouls for Abilene Christian.
That's a risky take there by Bandego with the 2 fouls.
Right.
And just getting back onto the floor.
Right.
He changes a defensive philosophy for our Coach Mattson.
Well, how do you deal with height? Bandego at 7 foot. ACU brings in their 6'11" senior post player UAT guy, number 34. Doesn't see a lot of minutes, less than 6 minutes per game this season. But Brett Tanner needs some height. Fascinating final 5 minutes of this first half coming up.
Boy, Damien is in the passing lane on almost every pass going to Darthy.
Nice lob. They got Bandego open. It's out of bounds. It's too far, and a turnover. The 9th for the Wolverines in the first half.
A guy has the height, but what he doesn't have is the body frame of what a Simmons and a Pleasant has. Utah Valley trying to take advantage of it. Bandego had good position for the lob pass down the inside, but you overthrow the 7-footer on the lob pass. Turnover number 9. Manny started hot. Haven't seen him put a shot up in a while.
Deba, no good. Not his strength.
Yeah, again, it's another rotation here. Who's going to be your scorer in this rotation? Simmons and
it usually starts with the defensive end for Abilene Christian. That's a foul. Daniels gets the steal. And the foul goes on Fuller. His first. But it always starts at the defensive end, even the scoring for Abilene Christian. Utah Valley does it a little more traditionally. They just play great half-court defense. They don't force a ton of turnovers, about 12 and a half a game.
Yeah, the first time these two teams played, Utah Valley had 17 turnovers. ACU only had 9, and Utah Valley won by 30.
Right.
So
that's a deny. Oh my goodness, Bandego. Incredible to watch on the defensive end. Caesar's coming back in. Watch this.
Man alive.
It's so fun to watch his length. And they sub in for 55 here.
Well, that just changes the offensive philosophy, the attack. You know, even if you're able to get down on the inside, you know the help defense is coming.
4 minutes left in the opening half. Daniels, his 3 no good. One armed rebound, Harmon. Utah Valley getting on the glass. 13 defensive rebounds. Now it's Harmon for the 3. That's no good. Look at the O board. Second chance. Couldn't cash it in.
But I tell you, Utah Valley had all 5 players outside the perimeter when that first shot went up.
Deba no good. That ball tapped out of bounds. It stays at this end. We go back and forth. A little bit of a dry spell for both teams right now. Abilene Christian by 3. 3:24 in the first. Back in Moody Coliseum, Abilene Christian in front of Utah Valley by 3. With 3.5 to go. Hey, Tuesdays on ESPN Plus, get in-depth coverage of all things Abilene Christian men's basketball. It's the Brett Tanner Show, presented by ACU TV every Tuesday at noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central on ESPN Plus and the ESPN app. ACU in front by 3, and Utah Valley, you know, we're talking to the gang from Orem, just saying it feels more mental right now than it even is physical. Go down the stretch, final 3 games of the year. February's a dark month. You got to get through it to get to March, and that's what these Wolverines are trying to do and win a regular season championship.
Well, it's just a grind, big time. Another turnover here, number 11.
And 11, Cameron's got it, and he's fouled. He took it from number 11, Taj Small, and free throws are coming up for the 6th year senior Tobias Cameron. Defense is where it begins, and Cameron's going to go to the line.
Already 13 points off of turnovers tonight for ACU, that turnover number 11. But to go back to your point, yeah, February is just such a grind. You know, you start looking on the horizon of, hey, we got a chance to win a championship. Hey, we've got a chance to get into the WAC tournament and do some damage. Hey, we've got a chance to make the NCAA tournament. Oh, yeah, by the way, we still have to play February before we get there. Sometimes it's just you're looking way out on the horizon, but you still have to take care of the here and now. And I think that's where Utah Valley's has been here lately, especially as they struggled versus Tarleton just the other night.
Wolverine fans are thinking, well, it doesn't get easier before the tournament. You got the giant killer in UT Arlington coming up. They've been getting big win after big win, upset after upset here lately. And then Stephen F. Austin to close out the regular year. That'll be the game of the weekend on March the 3rd. But here come the Wolverines. Down 5, trailed the majority this first half.
Boy, they spread the floor offensively. Shot clock under 10.
On a feed, it is Bandego with a two-hand flush. It started with Darthard. What the feed?
Well, again, Utah Valley just spreading the floor. They've got 4 outside the perimeter just trying to find dribble drive penetration lanes and able to do it there.
Cameron Steele, no good. His scoring drought continues.
ACU's missed 8 in a row from the field.
Two-man game, Bandego back to Darthard. 15 on the timer, on the move, contact no good. Deba defending.
Well, Mark Matson looking for a foul there, a lot of contact.
Under 2 until the intermission. Daniels, no, that time left it short.
Well, Damien's been able to get to the rim. He's just been unable to finish. Part of that's the length, again, of Utah Valley underneath.
Trying to put a little English on the ball off the backboard. Upcoming on 90 seconds in the half. Bandego gonna take it. It's deep.
Yeah, that's a shot you'll give up in that set. Bandego from 12 feet out. With all the options for Utah Valley offensively, that's the one ACU is plenty okay with UVU settling for.
Meanwhile, Abilene Christian 1 for their last 11. No field goals in 5.5 minutes. That drought will continue with an offensive foul. Charge on Deba. Coming up, ESPN Halftime Report. We'll be here courtside to hang out with you. A feature on ACU's assistant coach Ted Crass and junior hunter Jack Madden, and the first half stats presented by First Bank Texas. It's all coming up on the ESPN Halftime Report. It's a timeout for Utah Valley and Mark Madsen, and it's been an interesting first half. You'd had Abilene Christian that got off to such a good start. Utah Valley started to close the gap a little bit to 3, and Abilene Christian can't score the ball right now.
Yeah, again in the half court, I think Utah Valley settled in defensively down on the inside. Of course, Bandego, the early foul trouble allowed for some opportunities. ACU shot the 3 very well out of the shoots too, but that has cooled off. Again, 0 for their last 9 from the field, but here's still a 3-point lead, 1:09 to go in the first half. And ACU again has not led at halftime in the entire month of February. 0 for 6 as far as leading at halftime. They are 3-3 in those games, but I think this is a critical 1:09 just from a mentality standpoint. Let's take the lead to the half. It's been a few weeks since we've done so. Let's be on top here at the halftime break and allow us to strategize and come out of the second half with the scoreboard in our favor.
1:09 and counting.
Again, watch Utah Valley spread the floor here.
45% shooting for the half, but 11 turnovers for the Wolverines. They'll use as much clock as possible here. Caesar's got it. 10 on the timer. It's Harmon with a jump stop and a left-hand finish. That was smooth. Justin Harmon.
Well, that was something sweet. Came around the top side of the key. Got a screen on the handoff. Cameron Steele switched. Steele was there, but Harmon just a solid finish right side of the glass. Used the left hand. 1-point game.
Spectacular first half. Simmons will fake it, rise and fire. He's got it. And he's in double figures in the first half. And now no shot clock. Well, wait a second. I think it's a double foul.
Yeah, I think we got a double foul. Just run it down the floor.
Harmon and Cameron, I believe, one for each side.
Well, I didn't see it. I looked away.
Because that should offset the bonus. Yeah, it is. It's one on each side.
That's his second of the game.
So Cameron called for personal foul number 2, and then Harmon called for his first. Those offset, no free throws, and no shot clock. And one last chance for Utah Valley with 10 seconds. And it is Woodbury no good, and Abilene Christian with 3 seconds. They get one off. It'll be Debo on a runner. It's no good. And that'll take us into halftime. Abilene Christian is 8-2, and they lead at the break this year. Utah Valley 6-5 when trailing at the half. We've got our ESPN halftime report coming up next. Halftime in Abilene, Texas. Maybe an upset brewing so far. It's Abilene Christian on top of the WAC leaders from Utah Valley, 31-28 at the intermission. Well, for Abilene Christian, a couple of unique ties to their program. Hunter Jack Madden, a junior from Australia, played previously for assistant head coach Ted Crass. They now reunite at Abilene Christian. And for more on that, ACU TV's Kerry Johnston had a chance to catch up with both of them.
First we have New Horizons.
How did you first end up coaching here at ACU?
6 years ago, I was on staff at Little Rock, where I went to undergrad. Coach Golding was an assistant coach, and I got real close with him and always kept in contact. He obviously left there to take this position as the head coach. So when Coach Beard, who I worked for at the time, left and went to UNLV, I was, trying to figure out what my next step would be. And Coach Golding offered me an assistant job back on the road, recruiting, and had a good relationship with him. That's how I ended up here.
What does the everyday look like for you as an assistant coach?
Every day is a little bit different. The number one priority is our players. Being 18 to 23-year-olds, there's always something, and their schedules are very busy, so my schedules are very busy. And then recruiting, organizing practice. I wish I had a very normal schedule some days, but I don't. Every day's a little bit different.
Before this season, you were the head coach at Ontario Junior College for 2 years. Tell me a little bit about that experience.
Yeah, so Coach Tanner was the associate head coach while I was an assistant here before. And he was able to be a head coach at a young age at a junior college in Kansas. And, he had been challenging me for about a year before I left, maybe 2 years. He kind of pushed that to have it, and I was blessed and fortunate to get that position, and I loved it. It was, that level was a lot of fun, and then we were fortunate enough to have really good players and win games.
Over the past couple years, you have gotten to know Hunter Jack Madden. Tell me a little bit about y'all's relationship.
So I recruited Hunter here 4 years ago, before his senior year. So in Australia, they graduated halfway through the semester. He actually came on a visit here, and we didn't have a scholarship open up at the time. So he ended up going to Idaho. When Hunter went in the portal and I was at Otero, that was the first phone call I made. I stayed in contact with him as well, and it was real cool being able to coach him after recruiting him hard here, and knowing the quality of player he is and quality of person. And he did a year at Otero, and we won a regular season championship and won a lot of games. And and then when Coach Tanner and Coach Trilly were recruiting him to come here, a lot of people say, you brought Hunter with you, but I followed Hunter here. He chose ACU on his own without me going to be here, and it's been cool being able to coach him.
Tell me about your relationship with Coach Crass.
I knew Coach Crass before I went to Otero through some people back home. And once I entered the transfer portal at Idaho, he hit me up. I didn't really have that many other options. I was like, he's the only coach that had seen me play before, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go play for him at Otero. Otero Junior College, that was like the best year of my life. It was fun. Still talk to those boys every day. I don't know, we just had like a close group. It was like a family, and just play basketball and just chilled out together. It was pretty good.
What has it been like to transition from Idaho, from Ontario to ACU style of play? Because ACU has a very unique style of play.
Yeah, it's very different. I had a taste of it at Otero with Coach Crass, like same defense, same principles, but it's just obviously a step up. People are more athletic. The people in the program have been here for like 5-6 years, so they're obviously much better at the defense compared to some people at Otero, but it's kind of the same. But yeah, just faster, more athletic, more experience.
What do you hope your team achieves this year, and what do you hope to achieve while here at ACU?
This year, our team's goal is definitely to win the WAC, go all the way, go to the NCAA tournament, and through my time here at ACU, just win championships and just build memories with my brothers.
What do you hope to accomplish throughout your coaching tenure?
You know, as far as my career, it's just one day at a time. You know, I'm here. My wife likes it here. She's actually in school at ACU. You know, I try to focus on, you know, one season at a time, one day. And I've been here 4 years before. I'm now in my 5th year. If I'm here a long time, I know that's not a bad thing. And, you know, I just hope that we can continue to build this program.
It is halftime. Second half is coming up in just a bit. Abilene Christian in front of Utah Valley at the break as we get ready for the final 20 minutes of action here at Moody Coliseum. Welcome courtside, everybody. Zach Carlisle and Andy Penny. Well, that was a really fun first half. I mean, you got this upset brewing, maybe just a little bit. Abilene Christian hasn't trailed tonight.
Well, they haven't. They came out of the shoots hot, which is great. They played with the lead. 10 of 20 for their first 20 shots. Finished the half just 2 of 13. That's credit to Utah Valley's half-court defense. But for the first time in 7 games, ACU plays with the lead to start the second half. They've been a second half team anyway. They start on the plus side. That's huge for this Wildcat team.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what the second half brings. It's been a physical game. As we take a look at the numbers, the first half stats presented by First Bank Texas. Shooting a little bit even, but the turnovers have led to Abilene Christian taking 9 more shot attempts in the first half.
Yeah, 33 compared to 24. As you can see, 11 turnovers by Utah Valley in the first half. Points off turnovers, ACU at 15 to just Utah Valley's 2. So a chance not only to have the turnovers, but turn that into points as well. Rebounds are even, which is huge against a Utah Valley team that's lengthy and tall on the inside. ACU's played really well defensively as well as offensively. Been a good quality first 20 minutes. See if they can do the same thing in half number 2.
What's not on there is there's been a couple of foul issues with Fuller. Bandego has only played in 8 first half minutes with 2 points. Simmons having himself a first half with 10 points for Abilene Christian. So that's kind of the breakdown as we get ready for the second half of action as well. But before we get going with the second stanza, let's send it over to Joseph Chapa.
Well, hey, thank you, Zach and Andy. As the first season in the newly renovated Moody Coliseum comes to a close, this last season home stretch for ACU has been box office. We'll start with Wednesday night and what was probably the WAC game of the year. Stephen F. Austin topped Abilene Christian in a double overtime thriller. And on Thursday, Coach Julie Goodenough's team achieved a major upset against the #1 team in the conference, Southern Utah, on Thursday night. Well, here, ACU is going up against the WAC Goliath, and let's see if they have that magic from the women's basketball program and they can do it here tonight against the Wolverines. We'll just have to wait and see. Zach and Andy, back to you all.
Joseph, yeah, thanks. I mean, it's been a wild week in Abilene, Texas. A Wednesday night, a Thursday night, and now a Saturday night. And I'm telling you, this place has come alive. They're ready to roll. Utah Valley trying to stave off of Sam Houston and trying to hold on for a WAC championship. Abilene Christian trying to get positioning and maybe a signature win going into WAC Vegas. It's really a big game tonight for both.
And I'll tell you, history will show you for this Wildcat program, really over the last 4 years, when you go back to the Southland Conference Championships, leading into the NCAA tournament. This is a team that peaks at the right time. How big would a win tonight be versus the league leader in Utah Valley right now? It'd be huge for momentum going into the month of March. But 20 minutes down, still 20 minutes to go, and you know you're about to see the very best out of this Wolverine team on the road.
Abilene Christian will start with it, and away we go in the second half. Should be an outstanding 20 minutes. This has been a physical night as well. We start with that. Cameron hitting the deck, and he lost it out of bounds. A turnover. Abilene Christian had just 6 of them in the first half. They opened with 1 in the second.
Well, again, early in that first half, ACU did a great job of attacking both blocks, getting the ball down, even with Bandego at 7 foot tall, leading the conference in blocks. ACU was not afraid to push it down into the paint. Started settling for threes. They made their first few, then they went cold down there in the end. Let's see if they go back down into the paint.
Latrey Darthur, no. A ton of contact in there. Mark Madsen wanted a foul, didn't get it. Simmons, corner 3, yes! Arion Simmons, a game-high 13.
Transition 3, Arion's just feeling it, clapping the hands together.
Backdoor, it is Darthur, and a foul.
Well, that's a good look. Manny thought he had it clean. Good pass on the inside from Fuller to Darthur. Yeah, Manny thought he had the clean block. We'll get another look at it coming over and help defense.
He might have an argument. He's gone for a second personal foul. It's free throws for Latrey Darthur, the junior out of Denton, Texas. 3rd year with Utah Valley, began at McCook Community College. And he's already in his 79th career game with the Wolverines and upwards of 800 points in his time in Orem.
Well, he has been who they have run their offense through. He has 9 field goal attempts in the first half. Nobody else with more than 3. So Darthur's going to get his shots up. He's been the hot hand as of late.
Simmons has been the hot hand for Abilene Christian. Here goes Joe Pleasant on the right side. In on Bandego. That's been a fun matchup tonight.
See, I love it. Joe drops that left shoulder. Gets to the block. Gets the ball up on the glass. He's able to finish.
Backside to Darthur. That pass got picked off a few times in the first half. Harmon, he's open in the corner. Not a lot from the outside tonight, but Utah Valley gets their 3rd triple. Harmon, big time delivery. His first 3 of the night.
Utah Valley's used the extra pass there. Darthur drawing the attention. Again, he's taken 9 field goal attempts on the night. Good extra pass. Harmon wide open in the corner. Buries it.
Tobias Cameron for Allen.
We got a mismatch on the inside. There it is.
Pleasant with the height advantage that time into the corner for Damian Daniels, who's had a really good shooting season from the outside. His first attempt tonight, coming in darn near 50% for the season from distance.
See if Woodbury gets going. Woodbury's been quiet tonight. Again, did not start tonight. First time all season he hasn't started.
Starts the second half on the floor.
He's 13 points a game, just has 3 thus far.
Bandego. We haven't seen a lot of 55 with the foul trouble. No good. The tap back for Fuller. The length.
Yeah, I was about to say, we've talked about the size advantage and the length on the defensive side. There you see it on the offensive side. Bandego just gets one up on the rim on the glass, and Fuller cleans it up. Easy tip.
Cameron, it got tapped around. It's a turnover. Here comes Harmon. Trying to take contact. It rims home. Justin Harmon. Spectacular talent. The first lead of the night for Utah Valley.
That's a 7-0 run to give them their first lead, too. A little bit of half court, a little bit of defense to offense. Great finish there by Harmon.
A 7-0 run in 70 seconds. Pleasant, one arm short. With Bandego defending, Woodbury clears.
Bandego didn't touch that shot, but he altered it.
And now he's got it here. Kept the pivot foot and floated it home. What a start for Utah Valley. A 9-0 burst for the Wolverines and a 3-point lead in a second half. Timeout, Abilene Christian. It's a 9-0 run for Utah Valley to take their first lead of the night. Let's talk more Wolverines and send it to Joseph.
Season, the story of Utah Valley was how are they going to handle the loss of NBA prospect and now Texas Tech big man Fardas Amok, and they've handled it pretty well. If we take a look at their season so far, 11-1 at home. They beat Oregon. They lost to Wake Forest by 3 in overtime. And here this season, standing number 1 in the conference, 21-7 overall, a 12-3 conference record. Joe Lombardi of ESPN Bracketology has Utah Valley representing the WAC in March Madness as a number overall 13th seed. Let's see if Utah Valley can live up to the hype and live up to their success this season. Guys, back to you.
They've won 18 of 22 after their 3-3 start to the year, just the 7 losses, as Joseph alluded to.
Zach, that Brett Tanner timeout right there was more about allowing the coaching staff to talk strategy as opposed to talk to the team right there, trying to figure out this Utah Valley defense right now.
Deba trying to get it into Pleasant, and a turnover. Abilene Christian starting to rack up the turnovers on their offensive side. Their 9th of the ball game.
A 9-0 run right now for Wolverines.
They are executing at a high level. Bandego, 8 to shoot it. Woodbury, a sniper from the outside. Bandego, long 2, no. Abilene Christian a chance to go.
Again, that's the shot in the half court that Wildcat defense will give up. You give up a Bandego 12 to 15-foot mid-range jumper, I would say that's the shot the Wildcat defense is okay to allow. See who can get going on this end now. It's Ben Simmons. Nobody else has really helped him.
Daniels trying to help him here. He does with a 3.
Daniels for 3.
Net malfunction. And that will actually send us to a timeout. 39 up after the Daniels triple. Good one in the second half, and Abilene TX. The 2023 Hercules Tires WAC Basketball Tournament takes place March 6th through the 11th at the Michelob Ultra Arena and the Orleans Arena in Las Vegas. For more information on the road to WAC Vegas, visit wacsports.com. Tie game, ACU and Utah Valley. The Wolverines trying to win a regular season title in the final week or so of the year. Abilene Christian trying to get back closer towards 500 as they get towards the WAC tournament coming up here in just a little bit. This has been a really fun game, but it's been Utah Valley playing much better here in the second half.
Well, they just look more confident in their half-court look. Utah Valley just running their plays, executing their offense here in the second half. Damien, though, that big 3 right before the break to get us back to even. Yeah, the Wildcats just need a second, third score.
Darthard well short on that 3-point attempt.
Again, that Daniels 3 right before the timeout, his first 3, his first make in 7 attempts. Arion the only in double figures thus far with 13. See if Pleasant gets a touchdown on the inside here.
Hunter Jack Madden, number 12, into the game for Abilene Christian. Look at Deba, that jump stop, it rims off. Deba just 2 points in 12 minutes tonight, coming off the bench for the first time in the month of February. Step back smooth, Trey Woodbury, nothing but nylon.
Well, that was clutch. Use the dribble to create some space, drive in, step back. Good looking 10-foot jump shot.
Madden and Darthard are in there, and it's a jump ball. And the Wolverines will have the possession. Goes down as a turnover, and Abilene Christian now up to 10 of them for the game.
Darthard just able to get his hands on the basketball, trying two-man pick and roll there with Pleasant. Darthard just able to get his hands in there on Hunter Jack. And turnover number 10. Wildcats starting to switch on screens and trap off of screens.
Harmon no good. Tough floater as he was going to the ground.
A chance to run.
Not much in the way of numbers. We've seen a grand total of 6 fast break points tonight.
Boy, Brett Tanner talking to his team. He got a move in the half-court offense. Not happy with that offensive set at all.
Deba no good. He doesn't take a lot of threes. He's taken 2 tonight. 17 total attempts for the season, just 3 makes.
Yeah, just too much standing around. Brett Tanner not happy on that trip.
Darthard, dribble drive, penetration, and finish.
Let's see how it changes here. Tobias Cameron about to come back in, but yeah, just not much movement. Another turnover.
Out of bounds off of Simmons. Utah Valley on a 13-3 run. Abilene Christian hasn't scored in 2 minutes. And that's the Darthard basket to put the Wolverines up 4. They've got it here.
Well, he's got 14. Harmon now with 10. Talk about the balance of this Utah Valley scoring, 4 in double figures.
Van Dago fouled as he is getting towards the paint. This Wolverine bunch, they just wear on you for 40 minutes. It is hard to keep pace with a team like this. That's so good and so big. Into the paint. Oh, the dunk no good from Harmon. How did he miss that? A reset with 13 to shoot it for Darthard. Five, it's Woodbury, step back, no. Missed opportunity on that possession.
Chance to run here again with numbers. But boy, just the length forces ACU not to attack in transition, having to do everything out of the half court. You mentioned it, the length just makes it a grind on the offensive end.
Simmons trying to muscle his way, no. Oh, look at Pleasant. Offensive board, and he's fouled. It takes everything you have. Simmons and Pleasant working hard. Free throws coming up.
And I'll tell you, this is Joe Pleasant's game. Get down in the stained paint down there in the lane and just use that big body. I mean, he's 6'7", 220. Yeah, he's giving up a few inches, but I just feel like the body frame would allow him to really take control down there offensively if he wanted to.
He's got a little football in his blood with his dad, Anthony, who was a Super Bowl champion with the New England Patriots. Tom Brady's finally retired. those were the first, well, we don't know that for sure. Those were the first set of championships from a young Tom Brady. Anthony Pleasant played for the Patriots back then. Pleasant's been working hard, 8 points and 6 rebounds in 20 minutes. 2-point game. It's been a fun one tonight. Backdoor for Harmon. Missed a dunk earlier. Oh, he scoots that one in somehow.
A backdoor cut and a bounce pass. Hunter Jack overplaying the passing lane. Harmon goes on a backdoor cut. Nice find.
Travel, I think. Yeah, they got it. Travel unpleasant. And a timeout on the floor. Utah Valley trying to flex some muscles. They lead it by 4. Fun game in Abilene. In this 4-point game in the second half, an important game tonight in the WAC, and here's the standings coming in. So Utah Valley, a game ahead of Sam Houston and Southern Utah to try to win the regular season title. But after their loss on Thursday, they're trying to stave off those two teams who are a game right behind.
And the major thing for the tournament is if you're a higher seed, that's fewer games that you have to play to win the conference tournament. Obviously an automatic bid for the conference tournament champion. So the higher you can be, the better as far as the number of games that you have to win in Las Vegas. It's one thing to win the regular season championship, which is the grind, which is still on the line here for Utah Valley. But more importantly, higher seed, less games have to win, better opportunity to make the big dance as well.
Utah Valley has been doing it on the defensive end here in this second half, and a chance to build on their lead.
They've outscored ACU 28-12 points in the paint. Not a huge surprise, but continue to execute their offense at their largest lead of the game right now.
Bandego, nice pass back door, and unable to go for Blaze Neild. Had a clean look at it.
Last two trips we've seen Pleasant get touches down on the block.
It's Tobias Cameron from the outside. That breaks a stretch of 4 minutes without a field goal for ACU.
That's a good looking shot. Joe got a touchdown on the inside, and again, the last 2 times he's had a touchdown on the inside. That time able to kick it out. Tobias confidently caught that on the left wing. You'll see just rotating around the perimeter, catches it on the jump stop, immediately goes up with it and buries it. Now can ACU do it down here? They're overplaying the passing lanes out on the perimeter. It's allowed for some backdoor passing lanes here the last few trips.
They skip it to Small. That three is quite the answer. Taj Small buries one from downtown.
Again, the Wildcats really playing the passing lanes. They're overplaying the strong side of the floor, and that's just a skip pass on the opposite side. Big time shot in the corner.
Hunter Jack Madden trying to trade 3-point baskets. By the way, that was just the 14th three of the season for Taj Small, the Tarleton transfer. First season with the Wolverines. Bandego at the top. Just palms the ball. 7 foot. The hand size, they do the when you are scouting players. My goodness. Spectacular talent. It's a foul on Abilene Christian. It's on Steele, his second. Big assignment for number 5 in gray to deal with Bandego.
Look how spread out Utah Valley is here on the floor. Looking for penetration lanes or backdoor cuts.
There it is. Bandego! Oh, the reverse rim rattler! Oh, my.
Great entry pass. And again, that's created with help defense having to come over.
Hunter Jack Madden, little fade away. Yeah, it rims home. Friendly bounce. You can tell this game means something, can't you?
Now can the Wildcats get a stop here defensively? It feels like it's been a while.
Caesar, it's stripped away. Pleasant after it. And a foul. It turns into a foul on Caesar, his 4th. The loose ball, Pleasant goes and gets it, feeds it to his teammate, and Caesar's calling for the foul.
Re-entering for Utah Valley.
Boy,
Let's go back to the 2-hand flush for Bandego. Wow. He is something else. So fun to watch.
Zach, that turnover right there, the first Utah Valley turnover here in the second half. They've really been taking care of the basketball. Here goes Pleasant to work.
On Bandego, and he finishes inside.
I tell you, Zach, I think that's been there all night long. Joe's body, again, he's 6'7", Bandego's at 7 foot, but just the body frame and the strength of Joe Pleasant is so hard to defend for Bandego. I'm going back to that well again if I'm Brett Tanner.
Here goes Neild, trying to get around Jackson, and he goes high off the window. Wow.
That's a finish. Boy, he could anticipate Pleasant was coming to try to block that thing high off the glass. Boy, that arch was pretty. There he is, give it to him.
These Wolverines have had an answer. Now Hunter Jack Madden. Do you see if they post up Pleasant again? It's a jump stop and a kick out. This time it's Pleasant from the outside. Rattles off. Steele trying to get a rebound. It's tapped around and Small has it. Quality basketball being played tonight. Neal trying to do it again. Sets up his sharpshooter, Woodbury. Step back, no good.
Again, no chance to run, so have to be really precise here in the half court. Execute well. Good entry.
Nice feed to Cameron. Now it's Steele. That is a massive triple for Cameron Steele. A smile on his face. He's at 6 points total now in his last 8 games.
That's huge. Can the Wildcats do it now here defensively?
It's a foul. It is on Hunter Jack Madden, and it sends us to a timeout. The final 7-11 is going to be amazing. 1 point game. Down to the wire we go with Utah Valley in front by 1. The resume seeding. So we know the 12 that are going to WAC Vegas. New Mexico State has suspended all men's basketball operations. Right now, if it ended today, Utah Valley would be the 1 seed, but just 3/10 separate them from Sam Houston right now.
Yeah, it's unique, and I love this point system. It's kind of a new thing, but I love it. It takes in the non-conference portion of the schedule, so Utah Valley can win this thing, but if Sam Houston finishes strong, it'll be right down to the wire for those two. So I love the formula. Don't fully understand the formula, but I love it.
And I think,
love it.
The WAC trying to, with Commissioner Brian Thornton, trying to be innovative and do things differently. That's what they've done this season, that's for sure. That's stolen away. Darther trying to go. And now Abilene Christian, a chance to go back and take the lead, and it's stolen. Darther got back as a trailer, took it, and now it's a charge. Wow, this has just gone back and forth.
Oh, and Darther trying to argue. He's inside the circle, down underneath the basket. Little barrage of turnovers there the last 3 possessions. That's what Darther's trying to say. Hey, I'm inside the circle, the protected area.
Abilene Christian with it and a chance to go in front. And it's stolen away and tapped out of bounds by Darther again. Timeout, Utah Valley. Called from the bench by Mark Madsen. You know, it's interesting. We were looking at just some of the numbers a little bit. Couple of things that are even. In a game where one team's a lot shorter than the other, rebounds and blocks are the same tonight.
I think that talks about ACU's grit, determination. They're pounding the glass just as well as Utah Valley is. As you see here, Tobias get the rip. I don't know if that's counted a block or a turnover, but both teams are tied at 4, but then 2 teams trade turnovers right back. A little sloppy here in the last few minutes. But again, this one's going to come down to half-court execution. That's where we've been all night. The defense has been good. As you look at the stats this year, you know, you're talking about a Utah Valley team that averages 76 a game. Here we are playing in the 50s with 6 minutes to go. Same thing for ACU, averages 76 a game. So defense outplaying offense really on both sides. Who can execute? And I think in the half court here over the last 6:41 is going to come out of here with a W tonight.
Yeah, it's interesting. Abilene Christian is the third best scoring offense in the WAC. And Utah Valley the 5th in scoring offense as well. So you got 2 of the teams that really can put it together, but it's going to come down to half court, which takes Abilene Christian a little more out of their element. They score off the turnovers, and they've done so tonight. 17 points off of 13 turnovers, but you figure this thing's going down to the wire and going to come down to that late execution.
Zach, this lineup on the floor, your primary scorer is Joe Pleasant. Manny Allen has 7 tonight, but he did it in the first 3 minutes. He has not scored in about 30 minutes of game time. Good entry pass there to Joe.
Cameron has been more confident here in the second half. That ball's off of him, out of bounds. Abilene Christian's 14th turnover tonight.
Yeah, this is a group offensively gonna have to figure it out. You got Simmons currently getting a rest. Daniels, your point guard, getting a rest. Who in this offensive set? This 5 on the floor, and just as we say that, here comes Simmons and Daniels about ready to check back in.
At this end, Utah Valley hasn't scored in 2 minutes and change. Darthard kicks it. It's Harmon. Offline.
Yeah, again.
It is Jay-Sean Jackson to give Abilene Christian their first lead in about 12 minutes of game time.
Well, I got to tell you, Zach, when Jackson took that shot, I thought, man, that's early in the shot clock. No, yes, okay, good shot.
Just his 16th make from downtown this year.
Confident shot, good looking shot.
The drive and a kick. Does Harmon have the answer? Well, not even close.
Zach, this becomes a huge possession. This will take us right at about the 5-minute stretch. ACU, their first offensive set with the lead in a while. Can they build it out to a 2-possession lead? Obviously, plenty of time left, but just from a momentum standpoint, stretch the lead back out.
Steele, he'll catch. That's from deep. No good. Utah Valley a chance to tie or go back in front. Neild, who got the start tonight, running the point on a drive. Darthard, he lost it. He got it back and he's fouled. We haven't had a lot of fouls here in the second half. That'll be the 5th team foul on Abilene Christian of this second half. Back to the Jackson 3 for the lead.
That's good. I thought again early in the shot clock, but Jackson buries it. Give ACU the lead, and here we are, Zach, right under 5 minutes, our first stoppage in play. And here come the big boys back in. You got Daniels and Simmons back in for ACU.
Figuratively big, right?
Big hearts. Your big players. But also on the other side, Woodbury, Bendago back in as we go under 5 minutes in a 1-possession game.
The superstars to decide it tonight. Harmon on the move. Trying to go high off the window. It's off of Abilene Christian. It'll stay at this end with 4.5. And Fuller returns.
Well, I thought Harmon got away there. He was using that off forearm to create some space there with Damian.
The 5 usual starters on the floor. Not tonight's starting 5, but the usual suspects on the floor for Utah Valley right now. Off the inbound, it's a long 2 for Darthard. A long 2.
Boy, Brett Tanner is furious right now. Arion Simmons got knocked off his feet on a screen. Brett thought it was an illegal screen. Allowed the open look.
In a tie game now at 54. A foul on a drive for Simmons. It's on Fuller. That's his 3rd personal.
Clear out that time for Arion. They gave him the whole left side of the floor to try to creates the foul there for Fuller.
Team's not in the bonus just yet. Just 4 team fouls for Utah Valley and 5 for Abilene Christian. Jackson on the move, hit a big 3 earlier and converts inside.
Well, it's senior night. It's the sophomore stepping up. Quality minutes here tonight for Jackson. He's got 7.
In 12 minutes, 2-man game. Bandago, he's got it! A rack attack for Aziz Bandago to tie it up. Daniels stops, pops, no. Rimmed off, Darthard clears.
Well, if I'm Utah Valley, I'm doing the exact same thing. Get that ball down on the inside. 34 points in the paint tonight.
Oh, inside, Woodbury to finish. Big time deliveries in the paint for Utah Valley.
Great body control. Fended off the contact.
Pleasant, tough, no. Tapped around, Bandego pulls down rebound number 5. Remember, he's been in foul trouble tonight early on. Much better in the second half.
Utah Valley double screen up here at the top. Gonna allow Woodbury to get some space and create.
And he gets it to Darthard, and he's short on the 3.
A chance to run.
Do they have numbers? 3 on 2. Allen knifing to tie it. Timeout, Utah Valley.
Timeout, Utah Valley.
2.5 to go. What a game. Buckle your seatbelts for the final 2:31.
Sports, concerts, and theater events.
Down to the wire we go. 2.5 in a tie game at 58. What's coming up for Utah Valley? Final week of the season. UT Arlington, they've been beating top teams each week here lately. On March 1st, it's 2 home games in Orem. Stephen F. Austin on March 3rd. That one's going to be up last, both on ESPN+. Abilene Christian tonight is the penultimate game of the season because next week's New Mexico State game is a win via forfeit. They will go to Sam Houston in the regular season finale March 3rd.
You know what I love about both of those schedules? The word March is in there.
That's right.
It's March Madness, and we're getting an early taste here, end of February. 2.5 to go, and we're tied. I can feel it. March Madness is here. That's crazy how fast it went.
And it's crazy how the last couple of regular season games already feel like the conference tournament games. This one's had that energy to it really the entire night. Abilene Christian trying to pull off the upset. Utah Valley trying to avoid an 0-2 Texas trip this week before they go back home for a pair.
Can the Wildcats finish here on their home floor? They have 4 losses on their home floor. 3 of those 4 are 4 points or less. Can they finish here on their home floor?
That's a finish for Tim Fuller, the Weber State transfer. His 3rd year with the Wolverines. Nice delivery inside.
Continue to pound the paint. 38 points tonight.
Paint point, Simmons trying to get it, no good, deep on the attack. Arion Simmons, 10 points at halftime, just 13 for the game.
Look for Utah Valley to execute offense, run the shot clock down below 10 before they start to attack.
100 seconds, it's Woodbury,
oh,
yes!
That's clutch. That is absolutely clutch. Spread the floor, let Woodbury go to work one-on-one, top of the key.
Allen walked with it. Before that ball fake, he took a step. And it goes down as the 15th ACU turnover. And now we go back to this smooth one from Woodbury.
Look at that, offhand, left hand, creates some space. Falling away from the basket. He sets his feet and hits it from 12 feet out.
Woodbury will run it here. Biggest possession of the night for both sides. Darthard trying to go. 13 on the shot clock.
Probably see much of the same here.
Woodbury. Oh, it got tapped away from him, and it turns into a turnover. Under a minute to go. Abilene Christian had to execute here, and they do not. It is a turnover. They throw it into the bench. And it's a timeout. Looked like a miscommunication there.
Yeah, that's just so uncharacteristic. That's back-to-back possessions. Just uncharacteristic. Allen traveled with the basketball in the last possession, and here, just as Simmons makes a cut, Tobias throws the pass. Nobody's home. Back-to-back turnovers in clutch moments. And now with just 51 seconds left, not sure if you can play out this entire possession here and allow Utah Valley to run the clock down, or if it becomes a foul game quite yet. Not sure what the conversation will be here during this timeout, but Utah Valley obviously in the driver's seat here with 52 seconds left.
Yeah, and if you play out, let's say you play out all 30 seconds, you get down to about 21. Is that enough time, depending on the outcome?
Yeah.
Down 4. That's interesting. You could start playing the foul game here. Remember, There's only 5 team fouls for Abilene Christian, 4 for Utah Valley. We're not in the bonus yet.
Yeah, it tells me the first thing you're going to do is try to be extremely aggressive here in this possession. If you get a foul, no harm, no foul, quote unquote, because it's not free throws as of yet. So can be extremely aggressive right here. Looks like the Wildcats going to play it out though defensively.
45 seconds. Utah Valley with a 4-point lead.
And Mark Madsen is saying, wait, wait, wait.
Oh, it got tapped! And then Bandego! The dunk of the night off a deflection. Simmons way deep on that 3. The rebound to Harmon. And the foul committed. With 31 seconds left. An accidental alley-oop
I'm not sure.
for the biggest points of the night.
I'm telling you, Zach, I was watching Coach Madsen the entire time. He's saying, wait, wait,
Oh
wait.
my gosh.
And look at the deflection right to Bandego, who throws it down, his 3rd dunk tonight.
Off the hands, it looked like, with Pleasant in their defending.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and that's exactly how that possession turned out.
Well, it helps that Bandego's wingspan is about 13 feet. They go deep, and Small couldn't save it, so it's out of bounds, and I don't know where it went out of bounds.
Well, if that ball's not touched, I think it'll come all the way back down into the front court.
Correct.
Zach.
That's the question. If he did not gain possession until he was out of bounds, then the ball would come back to the other end of the floor. That's exactly what the officials will do. So it's Abilene Christian ball down 6, and it's on the side of the floor with their basket to score. And I wonder if this will be reviewed. It appears that is the case.
Yeah, and Zach, I believe they're saying that Harmon's foot was on the baseline. I believe it was Harmon. His foot was on the baseline as he
Down
jumped
here?
and tried to save it.
Yeah, Small. Taj Small trying to
okay, check
grab
that.
it.
Yeah, so Small never had, as he touched the ball to try to save it, he was already out of bounds. So
30 and a half seconds. Yeah, so the question is, if you have possession and then it goes out of bounds down here,
correct.
Abilene Christian would get it at the other end.
Correct.
If not, no one ever had it. It's like throwing the ball out of bounds,
Yeah, I think
and it would go into the front court.
I think they're saying that ball was never legally touched in bounds. You'll see the baseball pass here again. They're saying Small's foot was on the baseline. You can see the official pointing there to the baseline.
So never was touched.
That is correct. So it will come into the front court. That'll save a few seconds here for ACU. Down 6, you got to try to get you a 3-point look here pretty quick.
Yeah, it's got to be pretty quick. It could be a 2, but it would probably have to be within a handful of seconds.
Try to run your best inbounds play to get you a 3-point shot.
Nothing
There it
open
is.
there. There it is. Cameron, in the corner. Big shot. No. Tapped around. Pinball. Loose. Jump ball, I believe, was signaled. If it is, the possession is with Abilene Christian with 24 seconds.
Well, same thing here, down 6. You've got to run your best inbounds play off the baseline. Get your primary or even your secondary look at a 3-point shot. Tobias had a good look there in the corner, just rattled around, falls out.
Then the jump ball. The scramble for it. Arrow stays with Abilene Christian. 24 seconds, no shot clock. Well, no, rather they reset it to 20 with no change of possession. Tapped away. Allen, is he fouled? Oh my gosh! Did that just happen? I don't believe what just happened.
Chance for 4-point play. They're going to check and see if Manny was behind the 3-point line. I think he was. You'll get a look at it. It's tapped. Oh, yeah, his feet are behind the line and a foul. A chance for a 4-point play. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Did we say that?
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
I don't know if I've seen anything quite like that one. That's a bullseye with a little help.
Yeah, the officials are looking at it. The only thing I think they can look at, you can't really review the foul call. You can review if it's on the shot. No, I don't think you can. I think it was on the shot. And Manny's feet were behind the 3-point line. That's going to be a 3-pointer.
Yeah.
With a foul, chance for 4-point play.
That is insane.
Look at that. Yep. Oh, yeah, he's behind the line. No doubt.
Oh, my. Just off of a deflection, no less, to just catch it.
And I think what's crazy, at any time of the game, if that happens, you roll your eyes, you move on. But here we are, last 30 seconds, you're down 6. Utah Valley's handed a gift here. Woodbury with the foul, chance to get within 2.
It's been a crazy couple of days. There was a game in the Big Ten earlier. Iowa scored
Yeah.
23 points in 90 seconds to send a game to overtime. Anything can happen in this sport. That's all I know.
The beauty of basketball.
Allen, a chance to make it a 2-point game. A prayer answered with a foul. And now a free throw. Allen's got a baker's dozen. And it's a 2-point game.
Wildcats get aggressive here, try to steal. Look for a baseball pass.
Look at this,
Over
all
the
5 on the
defense,
baseline.
Everybody's going to run deep. One's going to cut back.
It's like running Madden.
Yep.
And a quick foul on Daniels.
Everybody starts on the baseline. Yep. 3 guys run a fly pattern. 1 runs a curl. They threw it back to
Let's go back to the craziest play of the night.
just a tip. Arion kept that alive. Wasn't the greatest of inbounds passes. Manny's just got to get one up on the rim, and he does.
That's the ultimate madness right there. Wow. He got the free throw, a 4-point play. Now it's free throws at this end.
Zach, this just 1 and 1 on team foul number 7.
Right. We haven't had a lot of fouls here tonight. The fouls haven't been spread out a lot. There's been a few players in foul trouble, but not a lot of overall total. LaTrey Darthard, the front end of a 1-and-1. It's good. Why wouldn't you want the person with the 13th best free throw percentage in America at the line?
And he's been clutch again. Leading scorer on the team, leading his way. Leading the Wolverines again with 17 tonight.
20 double-digit games this year.
Wow.
2 huge ones to go back up 4. And a stoppage. Did they start the clock too soon?
Yeah, I think the clock started before a touch. I think it was 21.8.
Yep, they did. They started it just a hair
22.8.
too soon. It was not touched yet by Abilene Christian. 22.8. Utah Valley's going to pressure now.
21.8. It was
21.8.
Yeah,
there we
it
go.
started down to 20.6, but it was a 21.8 on the free throw.
And so now, smart by the Wolverines to play a little pressure. 15 seconds. Allen's got to go. 3 short. Cameron's there. No. Loose ball. A foul. 7.5 seconds. Into the arms of Woodbury. Allen tried to force one up. It was short, and Cameron on the backside couldn't get one either. And now Utah Valley can try to close it out right here.
Well, I had a look. Manny may have forced it, but I don't think it was that bad of a look. But then Tobias, a chance to finish it right underneath the rim. He's unable to finish it, too.
Oh, look at that backside play from Woodbury.
Yeah. Woodbury's made some clutch plays down the stretch, and now he'll have a chance to finish it out at the free throw line.
7.4. Free throws here would probably do it for the Wolverines. Well, we've seen crazy stuff tonight.
Well, this just fits the narrative of ACU here at home over the course of conference play. They've lost 4 times at home, 3 of the 4 by 4 points or less, and here we are again with 7.4 and the same narrative playing out down the stretch.
The final game at home for the Abilene Christian men's basketball team. In the corner of your screen, the final women's game in Abilene will be Seattle U and ACU March the 3rd, 7 Eastern right here on ESPN+. After the game tonight is the senior night festivities for 6 ACU seniors in their final game in Moody. What was supposed to be next week against New Mexico State, it's tonight now against Utah Valley. And then ACU will have just the one more regular season game, and they're going to have almost a week off between them before WAC tournament comes up.
And one thing we haven't mentioned here in the last month, 2 games forfeited to New Mexico State. Yes, you get the win in your record, but Brett Tanner will even tell you, it's been very difficult to be in a rhythm for us this year. With 2 forfeited games means we're not playing the typical Thursday, Saturday. We're only playing 1 game a week. And, you know, even 1 week in there, they only had a Saturday game. So it's been very difficult over the course of the last month to get in a rhythm here for ACU because of the forfeited games and the way the schedule played out. That's been very, very difficult. Matter of fact, Brett Tanner made a comment the other day. He goes, I feel like we've lost 10 in a row. Well, on the court, it has been 3 weeks. And again, I think part of that's just, 1, the competitive play of the WAC, 2, the rhythm of the schedule has just been really, really disjointed for ACU here.
Meanwhile, Utah Valley to get the split on the road going back home to stay
huge.
a game in front in the top spot. This is big for the Wolverines.
Well, they control their own destiny, which at this point in the season, as long as you control your own destiny, that's a beautiful thing when you flip the calendar to March. And Utah Valley's going to go home with 2 games left in the regular season. Still in the driver's seat, control their own destiny down the stretch.
Wonderful job Mark Madsen has done in Orem. That free throw no good on the front end. 8 seconds in a 4-point game. Jackson will launch it now. It's no good. Daniels will launch it. The time will run out, and Utah Valley win number 22 on the season sweep of Abilene Christian, and the Wolverines stay in the top spot in the WAC. That was a fun game tonight.
Well, they did what they had to. They trailed the entire first half. ACU led the entire first half. Utah Valley, no sweat. We've been in this position before. Wolverines outscored the Wildcats 38-31 there in the second half, and it's just the play of the inside. 40 points in the paint, 40 of 66 in the paint. Stay with your game plan, get the ball to your bigs. Utah Valley escapes Abilene with a 4-point win.
The Wolverines now winners of 19 of their last 23 in a final of Utah Valley 66 and Abilene Christian 62. This has been a presentation of the Western Athletic Conference on ESPN. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. Until next time, Zach Carlisle, Andy Penny, Joseph Champa, the whole gang led by Kerry Johnston saying so long, take care, good night from Abilene, Texas.